record it to the. Hello, hello. Welcome. Hi, Nathan. Hi, Sten. Hello. How are you? Great to see you. Is that a dog? Oh, yeah, a
Yeah,
cat? Oh, it's a cat.
yes.
It's a huge cat.
He weighs about 15 pounds.
Oh my gosh. Is that big for a cat? It feels big. It looks big.
Fairly.
Yeah,
Not huge,
wow.
but yeah, big
Yeah.
enough. He's a good guy.
That's amazing. It's so
He
good to
joins
see
me
you.
all the time. You'll get
I
quite
love
used to seeing him if I'm when
it.
I'm out here.
Say it one more time.
I said you'll get used to seeing him
Oh, really?
if when I'm online.
Yeah, that's amazing.
He joins me all the time.
I love it. Cats love energy work. Well, I'm so happy to see you. We've only got about 20 people signed up today, which is
Okay,
amazing.
good.
And so I'm so thrilled for this. I'm actually really looking forward to this. Hi, Jen. How are you?
Oh.
I want to get right.
Hi,
So good to see you, love. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Really good. Thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure.
I'm so happy that you're here. So yeah, we've got about 20 people signed up. So I'll just keep letting people come in as they enter. This is actually only allocated for about 30 to 40 minutes. So let's get right into it. I want to get right into the teachings today, in activating the king archetype within us. So I'm going to go ahead and put myself on pin. I think is really helpful for the replays will be posted on YouTube. So if you are not following me on YouTube, I will go ahead and drop the link in the replay when the replay email gets sent out. My YouTube channel used to have all this amazing content on it. Now I've kind of trimmed it back and I'll probably start bringing some more of the content back there, but definitely keep your eyes and ears peeled if you're vibing. If you don't know who I
Ash,
am.
oh, okay.
Sorry, go ahead, Nathan. Did you want something to say?
Oh, it looked like you cut out for a minute, but I think it's okay now.
Okay, good. Okay. Thank you so much. So, yes, if you are not following me on YouTube, definitely go ahead and find me on there. I'm going to be putting up energy work every couple of weeks, and more information about my growing community, Ignite. If you don't know who I am, my name is Aasha T. My expertise is in emotional and energetic intelligence. I am a firm believer in following your heart and your purpose. And my path is all about connecting men and women in unity. I don't believe, I know for a fact that our problems start in the relationship we have with the feminine and the masculine within. And if you are not aware, in the moment we are fighting, gently fighting a situation right now where there's a lot of division and a lot of programs out there trying to keep us divided. And if you even are on Facebook or Instagram or any of these vehicles right now, you might see a lot of content talking about the opposite sex, lots of man hatred, lots of women hatred, and it's okay in the moment, but we have to do something about it, and that is my mission and my vision. I was given emotional intelligence as my area of expertise to bring people out of resentment and into their highest in love, purpose, beauty, and health. I believe we can have all of it. And we need to get rid of the stories inside ourselves so that we can stand firmly in this. So today is all about my favorite archetype, the king. Arguably, I do love the mermaid and I love the vixen and I also love the warrior. I love them all. But the king is a bad mother trucker, and I'm going to explain why. The king archetype is not one that is frantically doing or constantly in creation mode. The king is the observer. There is a shadow version of the king, and that plays into two ways, and I'm going to get into that in just a moment. But first, let's talk about the goodies. When they say like, "Oh, I've got some news. Do you want the good news or the bad news? Pretend you were like, okay, give me the good news first. Okay. So the king has exponential ability to be known as the divine father in all of us. This is where we cover those who are not quite as stable as us. This is where we desire to create business and purpose in a way that feeds humanity, not steals from humanity. The Divine Father is nurturing. The Divine Father has fiscal responsibility and monetary wisdom in the way that he allocates funds. He is not stressed about money. He takes care of himself and he takes care of his people. And when someone comes to him, he has wisdom to share and offer without losing his cool. And the king also is proud when his students surpass him. Okay. And this is in men and women. All right. We've all been bit by the jealousy bug every once in a while, or we've all been bit with, you know, maybe being confronted, which I don't even love that word, where we feel like we have to lash out or defend ourselves or shut ourselves down. The benevolent king holds his heart open. He is open. He loves his children, is very much like this beautiful energy. But most importantly, he can see beyond the average person. It comes down to a level of perspective that I refer to when I work with my amazing men clients one on one in my program for men called Empire. It's all about fifth dimensional sight. It's all about the eagle and the covering of the entire system. And we do have this as women as well. We have all these codes. It's so freaking fun. That's why I love archetypes so much. It's like we have all of these if we want to explore them. I mean, you can be like, no, I hate the king. Everything you said sucked, Asha. Okay, fine. That could happen. And it might be something where you're like, I really like that. I love the idea of taking care of community. I love the idea of soft, energetic building. I love the idea of being, noble and perhaps seen in a way that I haven't been seen before, or I haven't allowed myself to be seen yet in this lifetime on a subconscious level, in which is maybe perhaps in your manifested reality. So let's talk a little bit about how this might show up in the shadow aspect. Okay. And when I'm talking and sharing these pieces of wisdom about the king archetype, I want you to think about where this may have played out for you. So the king in the shadow archetype can have intense stresses around money and wealth creation. The king, when in the shadow archetype, can want to control some other people so that they can feel better inside. The king in the shadow may have a god complex, and when someone supersedes them, he lashes out or she lashes out. And the king in the shadow will get high on creative energy in a way that won't be the healthiest because, again, he might get high on the creative energy without actually wanting to access his or her own creative energy. Okay. So we might take a look at what's going on with men and women in higher level positions. And perhaps this is something that resonates with you. I was certainly born with a lot of dark king energy. I didn't have any clue. I thought I was this amazing leader, but the behavioral patterns for me were people around me just weren't as good as at a job than me. I was the best. I cared the most. I I would get frustrated if people couldn't operate at the level I operate, right? A little bit of my vindicious Asha, which is so important so that I can see how we might have these fears that play out as dark energies. That's all it is fears. So we shut down in that time for me personally, I shut off all my creative energy. I didn't look like this. I forgot completely that I was a dancer. I completely forgot I was an actress for 20 years. I forgot this. Just 2 days ago, I was on the phone with a woman who is a very, very, very beautiful big leader in a huge organization. And she said, last week, Asha, at your quantum recode, you had mentioned that. And I thought to myself, you had mentioned you had lost yourself. And I thought to myself, I can't even remember what I want to do. I can't even remember. And she's like, I'm like trying to think of my childhood and there's nothing there. It's like, she's like, I just feel like it's been so buried. So when we're talking in this transmission today about confidence of the king, what we're really saying on a very fundamental level, I wrote this down actually. Confidence of the king, it isn't a personality trait. I want you to feel what I'm sharing here. It's a nervous system state. It's the state of your nervous system that has learned that it's not safe to be fully seen. And yeah, you have to stay present and you have to stay kind of contained under pressure. So your body has learned when we have not activated fully into the king codes of confidence, which is like, wow, like art and boom and presence and authority and like this really palpable poppin' mother effing energy. Your body on some dimension has learned that certain emotional states, like being seen in such a way, equals danger. So let's try to use this in a tangible example. Perhaps you're starting to unleash this and you're starting to unlock this, and everybody around you is ignoring you or yelling at you or questioning you or resonating away. All of these different things can start happening in our lived existence when we still have these fears of being ourself. And so your body has learned it. And so even if your life is safe, even if you look around and you have wealth and you are living in a functioning society and you have a relationship, your body can be sending you a message that's predicting threat. So this is where we start talking a little bit about emotional regulation and PTSD. So post-traumatic stress that lives inside of our body is so energetic because there may have been a time when you were a little boy or a little girl where you just weren't able to access those parts of yourself, and so you shut them down. And I want you to understand that from my lens and the way that I teach is that it doesn't start in your childhood. It starts far before that. Your grandparents, your great grandparents, so on and so forth. This is why, we have things like anger or frustration or seeing red running in the family when we are in a job that pays well or we're in a relationship. Our body is still sending us signals. So the king gets like lost in there. He's like loses a bit of his royalty, his like his like authority in that space. And more importantly, the thing that I mentioned, his sight, his eagle eye, his unwavering ability to see not only on the behalf of himself, but in the goodness of others. You won't see the goodness in others as often if you haven't activated this, right? So this is seeing above it. And we've all been there, right? Where you may have somebody in your life where you can see that they're kind of stuck in pain or they're stuck in trauma and you can see it, but they're in it. They can't really see it in the moment. So your system is believing that the past is the present. And so overthinking can happen. needing certain or overthinking before you speak and before you act. That's another shadow aspect of the king is like, yes, the king is an amazing thinker and a thought processor and a seer, but he can also overthink like so much to the detriment of his next step. I see this a lot with my female clients and men and women who are here to create their next level. They can overthink it and overthink it, overthink it. In fact, just today, I said to one of my beautiful clients, your head is usually wrong, right? It's the heart that's right, but we can overthink it. We go into the safety of thinking and thinking and thinking. We might need certainty before we take action. We might feel off in high visibility moments, meaning like if somebody is looking at us, we might want to retreat and we might feel collapses of energy after we get huge sales, right? Or like something big happens, like you go do something and it's amazing. Like let's say you go on stage or you have an amazing event, you come back home and like the high wears off. So this can cause you to have difficulty sustaining the codes of the king. These little fatigues that happen in our system. Okay. So why does emotional intelligence help? Because it's not just naming feelings. It is so much deeper than that shit. I always say emotional intelligence is logical. Emotional intelligence takes the emotion out. You start to notice your nervous system reacting in real time and you regulate before you react. And more importantly, you're exercising the perspective of the king. The confidence starts to pour through you in this place. Okay. So it becomes the shift in your mind, in your body, and in your lived existence where you embody this energy of king. I'm going to take this one little nozzle deeper, little like step deeper. In the moment, we have obligations in business as well as how we present ourselves. And also, I'm a huge advocate for being like super freaking real and like, oh my God, I am not perfect at all, right? Like, I literally love that edge that I have. And it's really cool because on Instagram and on social media in certain forums, we have that persona and then we have persona at work. And we're going to start seeing the gap between the two close even more and more and more and more and more. There's going to be no more, fake business leaders. That's just not going to happen. It's literally walking out the door right now. We see it. Okay. It's like nobody wants to work for that. They want to work for someplace that's like on and popping and fun. And you can have your own personality and still get shit done, but you've got your own personality. So that is an identity thing. That is an identity thing that starts with us. It starts with us. This is this is like such a powerful piece for EQ because you start so because then you're going to have these places like luxury places and I work in luxury real estate and luxury hospitality, and when I'm teaching there, I'm teaching from I'm wearing a suit or a button down shirt and I've got a different tone and a different energy. And the cool thing is I'm totally myself in that place, and then I'm also totally myself when I'm like ripping it up on a stripper pole. And like both of those aspects are going to be seen. All of these aspects are going to be seen. So the king has to love, and I'm talking to men and women when I speak on the king energy, he has to love all aspects of himself to accept all aspects of other. So there's going to be, it's really cool because it's going to be like a play energy that we're going to be taken into different dynamics. This is so awesome, and it's a very little bit of a high level truth, but it's really fun and I can see it now for myself. I said to one of my coaches, I said, I think that like I'm going to have so much more fun with like the playing the different Asha energies. And how fun is that? We get to kind of play with like you know, the child like you and the drummer you or the guitarist or whatever it is, and then the tap dancer you, and then the CEO version of you, and all of these amalgamated personalities and codes that are like, like just gonna start flying open. And so This is what the king is. The king is stable in this. It's this confidence that he, in again, this is men and women, emanates in you to send out a signal to all those around him that it is safe to do the same. Now, this is where it gets good. He may be sending out the signal that it's safe to do the same, but those in his lived existence, the people around him, may not be ready for that. When a woman, I'm going to speak on a personal experience I had. I was with a man, this is about 6 years ago. And when my inner king whew, blew up and was so stable and believed so much in this man, and my heart was pouring open toward this man, the man ricocheted away. I was stable, completely stable. It almost felt like a ping pong ball, like come, and then he came back and then he bopped out again and then came back and then yelled at me and then came back and bopped out and then came back and, a little bit of that for a little while until ultimately he left. So my inner king was so big and so stable that it caused this nervous system reaction in this man. This is why often there's a lot of like, I'm a single mom, but my son has such a high level of masculine presence because I work on my inner masculine king. Because I work on my inner king, my feminine energy thrives because I feel good in creation. I feel good about talking about sexual energy. I feel good talking about I just spit things out. Sometimes I can just say things and people are like, oh, wow, I wasn't expecting that to come out. And that's okay because I feel safe with my inner king. So this is where we're going. And so this is often as well with a lot of beautiful women, perhaps leaving men. What I have found in my experience is that you don't really, I mean, maybe sometimes you have to leave men. That is very real. But if you're safe enough to speak up without having an expectation or emotional reaction and hold your ground as the king inside yourself, the masculine makes a decision from there. But what we do is we cut corners or we people please or we shift gears or we go into a place of lack and choose men or women based on things that aren't necessarily aligned to our inner king as a man or woman, our vision and our values. Okay. So that's what it's about. It's about a stability. It is about open-hearted stability with the king energy. Okay. So we're just coming up on a half hour, but I do want to do a nice 12-minute reset into the nervous system with these king codes. Before we do that, and it's going to be about 10 minutes, I would love to continue to invite you into Ignite. Ignite is my program that is designed for leaders like yourself to come and join us. And it is all about this. We go deep into hypnosis, somatics, energetics. You will learn things that you are not watching on YouTube because I invented it. And it's all about deeper, what I like to call quantum core wounds. We're getting into levels of you that are here to express without wasting a ton of time on getting through these stories. Okay. I don't know about you, but I like receiving my desires. I love it. I feel open and happy and beautiful. And I want the same for all of you. And I'm so proud of this program. We have 5 or 6 attendees in the moment, and the goal is to grow it to as many leaders as we can. Purpose and love, freaking sex, money, and honey, I like to say. All right, bring your vibe. That's what it's all about. And the cool thing is because it's such a high level of awesome people, naturally, you become the sum of the 5 around you and beyond. If you're not familiar with DNA structuring and how that works, we are pulling everybody up. So it's holding ourselves to certain levels of growth and action is part of the community as well. My background is in consulting and business development. I love building business. I keep saying, I'm never building another business again. And then today I just spent about 3 hours on like an entirely new like revenue structure for my existing program. So it's fun. And what we're all about is getting you out there, especially if you have something inside your soul that you know you're here to do, that's going to help humanity. We really need it right now. The future's in the arts and business. So, all right, on that note, let's get into it. If there is anything anybody wants to take themselves off mute and share, please feel free to do so before we get into the energy work. We'll get started in about 2 minutes. Or if you'd like, you can type it into the chat if there's anything that you'd like me to like kind of set as an intention. The cat's back. I love it. Big black cat. Go ahead, Nathan. Did you want to share something?
Oh, mostly I was saying hello to him. Um, the shadow side of my king is around money.
It's around
So
money.
my the power side of my king is around my work and what I'm doing, as you've seen a little bit of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And all of that is going to lead to prosperity. But there is a hindering deal with regard to debt, which can't be pretended away. The debt is there and it is in the
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Um, so I think this is where my king energy swings back and forth between power and hide.
Yeah. I get that. Well, first of all, thank you so much for sharing that with us. I think a lot of people can really relate to that. And you did bring something in that I think is really important to talk on, Nathan, which is the hiding, where we collectively, back in the day when we were living in tribes, there was nowhere to hide. You either pulled your weight or you got kicked out of the tribe. And so debt and also other habits like, doom scrolling or other things like this, they're kind of like collective shames that we have. So thank you, number one, for sharing with us, because I think a lot of people can really relate to that. And no, it cannot be pretended away. And energetically, there is something that we can do today where I'll go ahead and start bringing forward some energy because there can be like a little bit of there's a couple of things. Number one, you're stabilizing as you're building your kingdom and as you're really going into this next level that you've been called into as far as your mission. And so it's there. And there's fiscal responsibility as well in developing, different declarations for the way that you allocate funds. So on time as well, because I literally spent the day um, building out a system around this. So I must have gotten the codes a couple of days ago so that we could really start speaking into this. I think it's an important topic. Yeah, because now you want to flourish, right? And get the money to go into the right direction, move the energy toward prosperity and moving forward with systems and stability. So let's unlock a little bit of that for you today, okay? Okay, beautiful. Does anybody else have anything they'd like to add? We're going to get into it in
In
literally.
in Nathan's theme, can I add my roadblock that I'm going to release with you as well?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
of course.
Okay. Yes. So thank you. Inspired by Nathan. Mine is my phobias and my fears, and there's a few, but I would say mainly like a claustrophobia and perhaps a fear of loving and finding the right relationship. So let
Oh, I
let's get
love
rid of
it.
that shit.
Wow, and so connected, right? That claustrophobia and then fear of like finding the right love. Do you see the correlation between the two?
I
Feeling like,
didn't, but I was hoping my last relationship caused
yeah.
all of my claustrophobia, but yet to be revealed.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Thank you so much for sharing, Jen.
You're
That's
welcome.
beautiful. And I think that, yeah, I think there's a lot of correlation with that where it feels like we might be stuck or like in a box, without doing a real like energy session on you personally. I don't know the old story because I don't know if you know, but I am a shaman, but maybe perhaps we can talk a little bit offline if you need something a
Oh,
little deeper.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, shaman and quantum energetics. So we'll work on that. Okay, well, I'll see if there's
Okay, beautiful.
anything. Yeah, if there's anything in the energy field that's kind of like keeping you constricted. And sometimes too, this can have a lot to do with the masculine, with money and with even love. And in a feeling of like a tightness where it's can be like almost like some sort of something in the system that's keeping you like tight where we want to go and like open you up, like almost breathe really deeply. Okay. And
Yes.
that really does have a lot to do with money flow as well. So it's all really connected, guys. So this is wonderful. Okay. Good. All right. Let's go ahead and get into it. Okay. So you can go ahead now if you'd like, and just begin relaxing and allow yourself to close your eyes. And we're just going to connect and drop deep into our bodies, listening to the sound of my voice, allowing yourself to take a nice deep breath in through the nose. And as you release, you're just going to feel your stomach beginning to expand gently. And any thoughts that you have, because you may have thoughts right now, just allow them to begin moving out of your mind, seeing them and releasing them. And we're going to go ahead together and journey back into a time way before the current reality that you're living in now, to a time where you were royalty, true royalty. And I'm inspired to share a lot of these royal bloodlines still to this day do not use any prescription medicines or anything that is not under the homeopathic way of life. They're purified bloodlines. And there is ancestors of yours that have that. It's may not be, you may say, Asha, that doesn't resonate. Ignore anything in your reality, anything, ignore anything from your particular family line. You have been called today to this meditation to activate your dormant king energy. And as you are in this royal setting, perhaps you're in a castle or in a field or in your own kingdom, I want you to feel the energy of this king. He is expansive, broad, wide, stable, kind, warm, clean. His thoughts are of the people, of his family, and of his massive, overgrowing abundance and wealth creation. And he's looking into the distance, into a room that is filled with the jewels and gold, rubies and emeralds, diamonds and large chalices and gold chains and copper and silver and all these beautiful coins representing your own internal structure as well as your external reality. And he's saying to himself as he's picking up all of this beautiful abundance through his hands, there is plenty here. There is so much here. Abundance for all of us. And it is here that you feel your heart beginning to expand. Your heart is beginning to open wider and wider. And you see one of your men, one of your army men, or one of your military associates who is being blessed with a new level where he is receiving his own kingdom. In his kingdom or her kingdom is even bigger than yours. And it is so clear that he is going to reign even deeper than you ever will. And you're going to be so proud. Perhaps you have some resistance in your chest. Perhaps this is something that you are excited for him for or for her for. Perhaps it's inspiring you, but you are openly and energetically embracing your student's success. You're the teacher who loves seeing his student surpass him. No credit needed. It's a complete and utter detachment. It's so beautiful. You have this so naturally inside of you, and we're continuing to activate that more and more. As you activate it, you're watching any triggers or fears disintegrate. You're watching any feelings of jealousy or frustration release. And you're continuing in this place to move into your next level of creation in your own kingdom, knowing that there's plenty, there's more to come. The abundance is endless because you are on path with your heart. You are aligned to your soul heart mission. Good. We're going to now go from the crown of your head all the way down to your skull, over your ears, over your jaw and your mouth, down your neck and your throat, your shoulders, down your chest, your hips, all the way down to the thighs and the knees and the shins and the legs. Feeling yourself being coated in a protective layer of energy of the most high, of the most benevolent, of the highest source of abundance and beauty and wealth and love. All that is here for you, that is designed for you. And I want you to take a moment to just feel the gratitude from my heart to all of your hearts for showing up today, for receiving these energetic upgrades. And just a nice, beautiful something coming in. There is a piece here with the money, with the washing of money, with the washing out of any feelings of tightness or loss or lack. Again, this is money, this is abundance, this is receiving. There we are going through such a massive shift of wealth and of power and is sovereign power. And you're actively in it. You're part of it. You're doing it. You're in it. And this is a new level of consciousness. It's a new level of creation. And it's very exciting. So let's go ahead now and take a nice deep breath. And when you are ready, you can go ahead and open your eyes and come on back into the room when you are ready. Yay. Welcome back. Nice, beautiful, short, lovely activation. So these differ from meditations because we're working directly in the light body in my work as well as the subconscious. And so my intention is always the same to sort of clean up what's going on in there that's holding you back and allowing that to wash over you over the next, it can take integration can take, sometimes years. But realistically, more so 24 to sort of 72 hours to start receiving more and more upgrades um, and clarity. Okay. And, confidence to rock the shit out of who you came to be and what you're here to do and enjoy it and enjoy your life and enjoy, everything beyond what you might be able to see in the moment. Okay. So that is going to do it. I'm gonna rappity wrap. I am so honored to host these. I'll be doing these every other week. If you are in Los Angeles, I will be hosting my first event at the end of June. It's for men and women. It's going to be called Ignite. And as I mentioned before, if you'd like to join me in Ignite or you want to have a phone call with me, please go ahead and reach out. I'll put my email. Um, I'll put my email, my contact, and everything in the YouTube clip, or you can just reach out to me on Instagram or via email at Asha at Beyond EQ. Love you so much,
When
Melissa.
is your event? When?
Oh, in LA?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not too sure yet. I think it's going to be at
Uh,
the end of June. It could be the first week of July, but hopefully it's
oh,
the end.
okay. No
I'll
date
let you know
yet.
as soon as
Okay.
we lock in the venue.
Yeah, you let me
Yes,
know, or
I
if you
know.
need the venue.
I know, right? Yeah, it's going to be
Yeah.
amazing. I'm so excited. I can't wait. I know. We'll have to chat about it. But
Yes,
yeah, I
for
think
sure.
we're locked in. I have an amazing woman that I work with that helps me with all that stuff. She's got like a really cool,
Sweet.
yeah, she does like I'll talk about it later, but
Okay,
I
beautiful.
appreciate you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going
Yeah.
to be
I
a
was
lot
like,
of
I want to
fun.
support if I'm free.
Oh, you're so
Yeah.
gorgeous. Of
Yeah.
course. Oh my gosh, I would love that. I'm so happy that you came today. Thank you for joining us. Of course, Stan, thank you so much for coming. This was so fun. I absolutely love these. The replay will be out probably this evening, and I'm sending you all so much
Okay.
love. And if you're interested in joining us in Ignite, let me know. It's going so well, and I'm so thrilled to have you come in at any time. I'm not going anywhere, and I'm excited to see who's inspired to come and join us. All right.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
Of course. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Lots of love. Bye. Bye.